So let's check out and use the same reasoning that we did when we added 4/7 and 2/3 to add 4/3 and 7/8. So how do you think we should go about this? When we did this one, we called 1/7 the trapezoid because it was able to be cut into 3 equal pieces. So what if we called now the trapezoid, right, 1/8 because it can be cut into those 3 equal pieces. If that's the case, we now have 2/8, 4/8, 6/8, and 8/8, right? Now this shape, 4 hexagons, would be our whole, our 8/8, sorry, or 1, right? And we can use the same reasoning of how do we then figure out what 1/3 is? We can take this shape and literally cut it into equal pieces. I'll duplicate it here. Let's figure out what 1/3 is. So 1, right, cut it into 3 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3. And now we have this guy left. So we'll exchange it for our 3 rhombi. And now, so if we take this last piece and now we do 1, 2, 3, and so this piece right here is 1/3. And you can think about that the same way, right? 1, 2, 3, divide this up, and now we want to cut this into 1, 2, 3, right? So we have, change the color, right? This space together, right? The one hexagon, I'll change the color, and the one rhombus, right, is 1/3 of this whole shape. So this is how we want to, really think about the idea of partitioning and iterating. First, we iterated our trapezoid, our 1/8, to get the whole, and then we had to partition. We had to cut this whole into these 3 equal pieces. And maybe here I can show you in colors, if that might be more helpful. Let me do purple. And then look, and now you can see this last space is yellow, right? So we have 3 equal shapes, size shapes in this whole to make, again, when they're 3 equal pieces, that means it's 1/3. So now we want to do 4/3, and then we're going to take away or compare it to 7/8. So we literally want 4 1/3 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can arrange them however you want, right? Maybe you want it to look like the whole here, right? Have these 4 kind of hexagons, or maybe it doesn't matter. And then, again, because it's the area model, so we're just looking at the space. It doesn't have to be in the exact same configuration. But if you want it in that same configuration, then I will, let's move some things around for you. So here we go. And then we're going to, right, here's our, oops, don't want that. Here's our one whole, right? The same as 4 hexagons. And then here's our 1/3 piece, right? It looks just like that 1/3 piece kind of here on the edge. So now I want 7/8. So again, we can think about, and actually let's label this as our 4/3. Oops, I drew an 8, sorry. You see where my head's going. We're going to eighths next. 4/3, and now we want 7/8. So for subtraction, we can think about it as, again, the difference, so we can compare. Maybe we're going to put them right on top so we can look at the difference between. So here's, right, 2, 4, 6, oh, 7. So now we want the difference or distance between. So we would just want this space that's not covered by the hexagons, right? The red, sorry, hexagons, not hexagons, trapezoids. The red trapezoids are our 7/8. And then so we want this space, that's the difference. What is this difference? And again, we can think about, well, we took this 1/8 and we can cut it into 3 equal pieces. So that means we can call our tiniest little guy, the triangle, we're going to call him, oops, 1/24, right? We took 1/8 and we cut it into 3 equal pieces. So we divided 8 by 3, 1/8 by 3. And so this is 1/24. So we can think about how many of these little triangles fit in. 6 in here. Let me change the colors. Let's change it to green. Right? 6 in here, 2 in here, and then 3 in here. 6, 7, 8 plus 3, right? So the difference then are these 11/24. And you can bring over your, 11 of the green triangles. You're welcome to do that. And here I'm gonna, maybe I'll make this red. This is our 7/8, right, is the red. And then we can even make the blue, right, this guy, we can make that all blue. And then put our trapezoid back over here, right? So this blue, everything underneath was 4/3. The 7/8 was the red on top, and we wanted the black. Write that in. Right? The 6 green triangles, the 2 green triangles, and then the 3 green triangles is how we got this 11/24 as the difference, right, between 4/3 and 7/8. So we know 4/3 minus 7/8 equals 11/24. And maybe, this comparison is like, oh, that's not making sense for me. So another way to think about this is with the idea of takeaway. And so what I'm going to do is we'll recreate all of this here. And so we had, I'm going to erase this, try and color code it. So we have 4/3 minus 7/8. And so what we said was, right, this guy was, we had these two shapes. The red was 1/8. We can change this guy to blue. The blue was 1/3. We want 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you can arrange them in whichever way you'd like. If you want them to look like those 4 hexagons, go for it. Maybe that is helpful. So it looks just like the whole. Can I fit that right there? There we go. Here's our 4 hexagons here. Here's my extra third. So I have 1 whole and 1/3, right? 4/3. And so I'll call this 4, oopsie, right? 4/3. And then I want to take away right? 7/8. So there's 2, 4, maybe it would, 6, 7. And so now we can think about, again, maybe it does make sense to kind of lay them on top. Or maybe what you see is, right, if we're taking away this, we duplicate this whole thing, and I want to take this away. There's just not enough space up here, so I'm going to put this one kind of over here. Squeeze that in right there, right? This is my takeaway, and I'm going to put this in red, my 7/8. So now I'm going to take this one away. That's this piece. Take this away. That's that piece. Take this top one away. That's that piece. And now I have this here. So I'm going to switch this here, turn that one blue, and then delete that one, right? So now you saw where these 7 pieces were in this big shape. This is all that I have left. And so now I can figure out, well, how much is that left? Well, this is 6 triangles, 3 triangles, 2 triangles, right? This is my 11 green triangles, and each green triangle is 24, a 24th. And so we can label that right up here. Oops, sorry, I should have done that in green. All right, this is 1/24th. And so you can count each of the green triangles to be that difference. So whichever way makes more sense to you, whether it's this comparison idea, right? What's the space that's left over, or this takeaway idea, works for me. However, I want you to see, like, when they're in this static drawing here, it's hard to kind of make sense of when it's just like this. So please label what's going on, or definitely explain it in your video to show what's happening.